Hello, I'm Derek Hardy, and today we'll be looking at my website and app presentation. The website that we'll be looking at is the Children's Digital Library, and the app is called News-O-Matic. So this is a little about me. Like I said, I'm Derek Hardy. I'm an elementary education major, and my ideal teaching situation, I would like to go teach back home in Meade County because I just really like the way the schools are set up and how they all kind of work off of each other. And I would like to teach any of the primary grades, kindergarten through third grade, but I'd really be happy with anything. So let's get into the Children's Digital Library. So the main title, or the main name, is called the International Children's Digital Library. And what you can do on here is you can read books, you can become a member of the library, which lets you get newsletters sent directly to you. You're a part of the library, so you can go on different trips with them to help them spread books around. And speaking of that, you can learn about their mission, which is to spread reading and books all around the world and make it more simple to get to, make it cheaper because you can get on here and read books for free. And there's books in all kinds of languages from all across the world, so it's really spreading books everywhere in the world. And you can support the library. If you see down here, you can make a donation, or you can visit the gift shop. They have cups, shirts, all kinds of different little same things you'd find at a typical gift shop. And all the money goes towards the Children's Digital Library so that they can get more books, they can improve the system, and they have money to go on those missions to spread the books around the world. And it is also available for iPhone and iPad, and they also have an app called StoryKit, which directly follows the Children's Library. So if you're finding books, if we go back to the last page and look at the main home page right here, there's read books down here. You can find read books at the top. You can hit read books right in the middle. You can look from the shelves. There's featured books. There's so many ways that you can get to the books. But if you just click on read books, it takes you to this screen right here. And it looks very crowded with all these buttons. But it's really nice that they have it this way because everything is on right on your screen. You don't have to do any hard looking. All you have to do is hit an arrow, which will lead you over to this next page of filters. And that's all these are, is filters. You can change it from the age you are to make-believe books, true books, how long the books are, even the color of the covers. So if you, like a student just was looking at a book and they don't remember the name, they don't remember what it's about, but they remember the color of the cover, you can hit this filter and only books with a pink cover will come up, which is really nice. And there's action adventure, like the genre, short stories, comic books. It's really nice. And what's so good about this is it really helps diverse learners. So not just one type of student can use this, because these filters, even if a student can't read very well or struggles with English, let's say, you can just hit this little arrow right here, change the language. There's all kinds of languages. There's so many languages that I don't even know if there's any that aren't on here. And the pictures and the little filters are easy to understand, that even younger kids who might struggle with reading can just look at the pictures and say, okay, this is about animals. Can look at this and say, okay, imaginary creatures, because that's obviously not a real animal. This looks like mythology. Ooh, like aliens. Look at that. So it's really easy for all types of students to find a book they're looking for. So what I did here is, as you can see up at the top, I chose 3 filters, and you can also see on the sides because they have that little orange circle around them. I chose 3 filters: make-believe books in the 10 to 13 age range that have real animal characters, and I chose English because that's the language I speak. And there are 37 books in the library with all of these different filters. So all you have to do to find each book is just hit the arrows. You can scroll through them all, and they'll all show up with the name and title. And as you see, it says English underneath. If I still had all languages selected, it would say what language each book is in. So for an example, I chose Celtic Tales, which was down in the right-hand corner. And this is a little overview that comes up as soon as you first choose your book. It shows the illustrator, and it would show the author, but this book is an adaptation of different Celtic Tales. So they have an adapter, and it tells a little summary, when it was published, and has the publisher, a bunch of stuff you'd like to know about the book. So if you hit read this book right above the cover, this is a screen that pops up. It has a list of all the pages, and if you hover over a picture, then this pops up right here. It enlarges it so you can see it a little better, so you know exactly what you're clicking on. And once you click on that specific page, this is the screen it takes you to next. So I chose page 82 of the book, and up at the top you can see all the different options to help you read. It has this button right here, which enlarges the page so you can read it better. You can zoom out if it's too zoomed in, or if it's too zoomed out, you can zoom in. And this little button right here, you see the top part's highlighted because we're on single page. You can hit double page view, and it's exactly like if you were reading a book. You'd have both pages on your screen, and to change the page, you just hit the front arrow to go to the next page, or hit the back arrow to go to the back page, or the last page you visited. And if you ever want to go back to the home page, there's a simple home button. If you're confused and need help, there's the question mark, which leads you to a help screen. Or if you just want to go back to this screen right here, because maybe you chose the wrong page by a long shot, you accidentally clicked, you can go back, just hit this little arrow, it takes you back, and you can choose your page again. So that is the International Children's Digital Library. Here's a link right here, and what's good about it is a .org, which means it's an official organization. It's something you can trust, so you're not just going to some random website that has books on it. It's very useful. You can use it in any classroom really, because there's books from history books, there's books about math on here, there's books from different countries. So if you're learning about different countries, or if you're learning about different time periods, you can find the book from that time period. It's a very great website that you can use with students that maybe you have ELL students or ESL students who are still learning English. Maybe you can give them a book in their native tongue or their native language so that they can understand this, like a certain assignment you're doing. It'll be easier for them, and then you can translate that into English for them, because most of the books, if it's in, let's say you have a book in Spanish, there's an option to have the book translated in English for you, so the student can have both Spanish and English, which will help them learn and help them understand the story better. So you can go to that link, like I said, or you can just search Children's Library or Children's Digital Library. It'll be the first option that comes up. Now onto the app, which is called News-O-Matic. News-O-Matic is a subscription-based daily news app for children. It's specifically for children, and it does cost a little bit of money, but it's nothing that's going to break the bank. Like I said, it's for kids, so they're not going to charge too much money to the parents. And what they do is they post 5 news articles every single day. 365 days a year, you get 5 news articles, and they're all easy to understand for children, and you can even change the grade level that you're teaching or that the students are in so that they can understand it better, which we'll get into more of that later. They offer educational games, and the editor-in-chief of the news station actually interacts with readers every day. Every week he posts his newsletter, and it's really like a fun way. You actually feel connected to the editor-in-chief, and it's really nice that he does that. We'll talk more about that later. And there's weekly newsletters for parents and teachers so that they know what their students are reading, what they're going to be getting into, and what's going on with the organization. So this is a look at the home page. On the left here, this is what you see when you first get in. So it's not going to be these same articles every day, because as you can see up top, this is from Thursday, February 21st. But it features 5 articles from that current day. And if you swipe down, you get the articles from the previous day. So you can see I took this screenshot on the 21st of February, and I swiped down, and these are the 5 articles from the 20th of February. So they're really easy to see. You don't really have to look anywhere to find the articles, because this is just simply a news app. So they have the news right there for you. But down at the bottom, you see they have other options. They have games, newsroom, info, and user, which we'll go into later on. And all you have to do to read the article is simply just click on it. So I chose You Don't Have to Be Quiet up here because it's the main one for that day. So when you're reading articles, this is what it'll look like. On the left, you have a picture up at the top, and the words are up here below it. And all you have to do is just scroll to read. It's really simple to understand. It's easy to use. You don't have to really have a tutorial to show you how to use it. And along with the reading, there's many additional features which you see down here at the bottom I have circled. There's for this specific one, it has this thing called Facts and Act. It lists a fact about what the article is about, and Mary Beth Tinker, who is this woman right here, and it's who the article is about, she actually gives you something how you can act towards the goal and the mission of the article. And there's slideshows that show pictures. This one has a video of Mary Beth Tinker. She actually made a video for the students and the children who are reading this article. You can change the language, and which is really good for students who might have an exceptionality. You can read to them. So if they're struggling to read on their own, or they need somebody to read to them, there's an option right there. You can just sit there, put earbuds in, play it out loud, and have the article read to that student. And if you hit the little arrow, there's more options, such as draw a picture, which for this article you can draw a picture of what you thought of. A teacher can assign, like, draw a picture of Mary Beth Tinker and the situation she was in, something like that. And over on the right you can see I clicked on the author little button down here. Shows a picture of the author, which is Alexandra, and tells something about her. And there's more options. You can save the article, you can print it out, you can highlight it, all kinds of interactive things you can do. And here's some more additional features. This is the newsroom, and this is where Russ, who's the editor-in-chief that I mentioned earlier, interacts with the students. If you click up here on Tap for More, where it looks like a conversation, you can see where children have wrote messages or questions to Russ, and he's answered them and had a conversation. You can swipe through and read them all. And if you'd like to send something into him yourself, all you have to do is hit Tap to Write to Russ. It's in big letters. It's easy to see. Students can understand, okay, it's typing on a computer, so I need to click on that to type to him. Right here we have pictures of the day, and these are pictures from the articles that I mentioned earlier, how you can draw a picture, you can send them into Russ, and he'll choose a bunch of pictures every single day to put up there. Or you can simply just hit Tap to Draw and send them something cute, like this little butterfly in the sun. So this right here, if we go back to the main page, right at the top left you see 3D. So what that is, you tap that, and it takes you to this world. And you can spin it around any way you want, and it shows where the articles took place, so you can understand more about the setting. And these are the educational games. Puzzle is just a picture from the articles of the day, and you put the puzzle pieces together. Mystery word has a word that's important to one of the 5 articles of the day, and you just have to decipher that word out of the letters that have been given to you. And on this date it tells you, has a question, and below has 4 dates that you have to choose, and you have to choose when that occurrence took place. And more additional features, these are the profile. You can put your first name and your birth date, and that shows your, of course, that gives you your identity on here. And I like how it only adds your first name so that you don't have to put too much information in there. And you can choose your reading level, which is nice because it applies to a wide group of students, and it changes the way, how easy or how difficult the articles are. And of course you can choose your picture for your profile. But up top you can choose user, so this is nice because you can have multiple users on one subscription, so you don't have to pay, 4 people can use one subscription, so that you're saving money. And also you can save articles. If you're using them in a class, you can have the students save the articles. If you just really liked it, you can save it. And your drawings also are saved right here. And over on the right side, this is the information tab. It shows you how to use it. If you're upset about the news, I like this because you can send in what you're concerned about, and News-O-Matic will actually work to solving the problem and making sure it doesn't happen again. There's a parents tab, which is simply just an about us, so parents know what they're getting into. And educators, they have their own app simply for schools, which have a teacher's guide, differentiated reading levels, assessment questions to the standards, and all kinds of nice stuff that teachers can benefit from. So that was News-O-Matic. You can look at the website link. Here's the link to the iTunes App Store and Google Play. And like I said, it's a nice app. It benefits a wide range of students, and you can use it in almost any class. So I hope you learned something today about my website and my app, and I hope you learned ways that you can use it in the classroom and how it can benefit students in the general education classroom and special education classrooms, and how it can help them learn to read and learn about current events. Thank you.